This is a 2018 Tesla Model S, one of the most exciting cars of this century. The electric car, as you know it, has taken the automotive industry by storm, and this is a prime example of it. I borrowed this car from a friend here in Allentown, Pennsylvania, to show you why I think this is a pivotal moment in the automotive history. I would also show you some of my favorite features, take it for a drive, and give you my honest opinion on the Tesla Model S. Tesla as a company was founded in 2003. Many of you think it was originally founded by Elon Musk, the mad genius, the person who came to this earth to save us and get us to meet the aliens. But that's not truly the case. The company was originally founded in 2003 by Marc Tapernning and Martin Eberhard, two very talented engineers that were very passionate about the EV environment and the developings in that arena. So they took their knowledge, their expertise, and started to work on different prototypes. They worked on a project called the T0, which eventually proved to have a lot of potential. Elon Musk eventually joined the team as an investor, and ultimately when Elon got involved, he decided to take the company on a different journey. As you can see, you have vehicles such as the Model S as a result of that engagement. Up until this time, we have been very familiar with hybrid cars such as the Honda Insight and the Toyota Prius, very successful in their own right. But the EV market had this stigma, this thought to be very boring, that you had to give something up in order to be efficient, in order to help us save the planet and fly to Mars. So Daddy Elon decided to take the EV car, remove that stigma, and turn electricity into sexiness. Initially, the company began working on the Roadster, which was a sports car designed to just appeal to the masses and bring in the technology for people to start to, get engaged and understand it. But this was really the more mainstream car that got Tesla its name. The first Model S was introduced in 2012, with this one being the facelift version. This is a 2018 model, but the facelift started in 2016. There are some major differences between those two models, and we're going to cover some of these as we go through the car, but generally speaking, they share most of the components and design elements. And now, let's take a look at some of my favorite features. Then, we'll take it for a drive, where I'll give you some driving impressions and give you some honest feedback on what I think about the Model S. Right, talking about the favorite features, and certainly when you talk about a Tesla, you cannot forget Autopilot. This is the center of what makes a Tesla a Tesla. And we will demonstrate Autopilot in just a bit. I'm sure that you've always seen by now so many videos on how the Autopilot works. But besides that, I want to show you a lot of the features that I think make this new 2018 facelift version Tesla very appealing to buy as a used car. But Tesla has this very minimalistic approach to everything. Everything is very clean, very easy to see and use. The interior is not cluttered with features and buttons and such. Instead, everything is concentrated within this motherboard, the center screen, where you can control everything and all the features for a Tesla. One of the things that I want to show you in here is some sort of an Easter egg, just a funny feature that I think just speaks to my character. And that is located in here within the toy box, and it's called Emissions. Take a listen. On this side of the steering wheel, you have, more traditional controls, right? You have your wiper control here, you have your steering rack control, and then you have your autopilot and assisted cruise control knob here. A lot of those things have now been removed from the current Plaid model. They've gone to even a more minimalistic approach, but this one still has it. A lot of your features and options are certainly controlled in here. You have all of your settings for autopilot, driving, navigation, safety, and security. You have a code here to unlock your Tesla for extra security. Within here, you can control your AC units, heated seats, audio, and such. With some of the latest releases from Tesla, you also have, karaoke, which allows you to, sing along to some of your favorite songs and share that experience with your family. And as you may know by now, the car gives you all kinds of information regarding your charging, your efficiency, and all these different things. But then also you have things in the entertainment area where you can have, up here you go to theater, you have Netflix, YouTube, Hulu, Disney Plus, and you can actually watch all these things and entertain yourself as you're charging the car. If you're a smartphone user, this is all going to seem very familiar to you. As many of you know, a lot of the Apple engineers have moved into Tesla to help Tesla develop all these systems. And as I said earlier, this is a very minimalistic interior. So you're not going to find a lot of features. You have here your standard cup holders, in here a little bin to store different things. And then you have, more space and cup holders up here on your armrest. But besides that, you're not going to find pockets and different things throughout the car. It's a very minimalistic approach that I think looks good and preserves a focus on the technology behind the car. That minimalistic approach is also continued back here. There's nothing that you are typically used to in terms of features of a luxury car. There's no armrest here that falls down for you to put your arms. There's no cup holders. There's no pockets on the side of the door. There's just 2 ports here for USB plugs and nothing else. The back of the car, the story changes a little bit. This being a hatchback vehicle, you can actually have access to quite a bit of space in the back. It is definitely one of the pluses to the Tesla design because you can fold the seats and store quite a bit of stuff back here. Right, so driving the 2018 Tesla Model S, this is the facelift version, newer autonomous technology in this car, and right away there's some noticeable changes. The seat padding, it's more comfortable than the ones that I've been in before. The steering wheel is thicker, and it does give you a good amount of feedback. You do feel the road quite nicely, not too aggressively, but in a luxurious kind of way. I mean, overall, the driving dynamics of the Tesla Model S is very similar to what you would find in any luxury sedan. Visibility is quite nice. The materials in here are nice. They are synthetic leather and synthetic Alcantara. I think even the dashboard design here, it's meant to look like wood, but it's not real wood. It's fake, but it looks very nice. It actually looks like real wood. Now the autopilot, which we're gonna engage right now, I just have to double tap back, right? Oh, okay, there it is. Engages quite nicely. It gives you a lot more feedback. This system has evolved quite a bit. Tesla, notoriously uses a lot of the technology, a lot of the data that they collect from all the vehicles on the road and send that back. One thing that a lot of people don't realize is that Tesla is really a technology company. They collect all this data, which eventually they hope to sell this to. Let me see if it stops. Stopping. Look at that. Now it's not turning here. There's 2 lanes, one to turn left, one to go straight. Car's coming up to stop. It can see the traffic lights. It stops at a reasonable distance, not 3 miles behind. Quite nice. It's quite good. I mean, they've done a hell of a, you know, a lot of improvements. Do I have to touch the steering wheel here? Okay, there you go. It screams at you if you don't touch the steering wheel, and then it'll go by itself, right? Yes, technology. So as I was saying, Tesla is really a technology company. So they're collecting all this information from every one of their cars. Their cars are really like a little army out there collecting data to send back to the motherboard, and so that they can continue to improve the AI on these vehicles. So it just tells you every now and then, apply a little bit of force to the steering wheel. And it can actually see that the light is green or red or yellow. It knows ahead of time before you get there. So it's really paying more attention to the road than you are. And you know, I'm a car guy. I enjoy the act of driving. But you know, I can't wait for full autonomous to be here, so that all these idiots on the road are actually out of the equation and allow me and people like me to drive in peace. Now, electric vehicles are nothing new, right? Tesla, it's just using a lot of the technology that was available and improving on some elements like battery efficiency and all that. But you know, in terms of what the electric vehicle is, it's been here for a very long time. But what they've done is actually make it more engaging and exciting. You know, back in the days of, you know, Honda Insight and the Prius, those cars had a main focus, which was efficiency. So they forget about every other element, every other aspect of the driving experience, and just focus on one thing. Let's make it go the furthest possible with the least amount of energy, which kind of takes away from the purposes. That's one of the biggest complaints that people had with electric cars. Teslas, everybody knows, are not slow. They drive well, have a good, you know, dynamic, good engagement. And now you have other companies that are following suit. Companies like Lucid, right? They're coming out with this, you know, amazing technology, battery technology that hopes to compete with cars like Tesla. Now, is it really going to be a true competitor? That's yet to be seen. I have my doubts. I have my reservations. It takes a lot to develop the manufacturing capability that it takes to have a car like a, you know, like a Tesla. Tesla themselves had a lot of manufacturing issues, right? Panel gaps being too large, not lining up, and things like that. And I think Lucid is going to go through that as well. Now, they're claiming that their battery technologies is supposed to be more efficient, right? Because, you know, it's not just about you know, kilowatt amp hours. It also has to do with weight, right? So can you have a battery pack that gives you more range with less weight? That's going to be the key. So as I was mentioning, you know, Tesla vehicles are not slow, and it's great to get a lot of the character of Elon Musk in, you know, the vehicles that he makes or that he directs, right? One of the great things that they've done with the platform itself is, you know, how they've been able to package everything to feed all this technology, all these nice features that make the driving experience more pleasant on a day-to-day. Now, from a car driving perspective, if you're a car guy, there's some things that, you know, are not there. You know, they're not the same you would expect from a gasoline powered car. You know, one of the things is the braking feel, right? There's a little bit of a gap in between the moment that you start to engage the pedal to the moment where the brakes actually start to happen, and that has to do with, you know, the regenerative braking and how they have to tune the braking to fit into the regenerative braking, right? But you know, they do have very good brakes. Brake capability is there. You're not gonna have a problem with braking. And the most amazing part is the torque the electric motors have, right? Just that immediacy that you have when you step on the gas and the vehicle immediately reacts, right? In a world of technology wonder, while this is not a flying car, I think we're making great progress. Thank you everybody for watching. If you like the video, please comment below, give me a like, and don't forget to subscribe.